Hi, everybody. Smile the DM here, and yeah, I was not expecting 5K. I really wasn't. So, first of all, thank you so much, everybody, for continuing to support me and the channel and everything like that. But other than that, I think today's the day that I just let the community figure out what they wanted to do, and for some weird reason, they wanted me to do another tier list for Lost Tapes. Now, this is one that I have done ages ago, when I had my season 4 video predictions out. So the season 4 creatures are kind of there, like my suggestions, but I'm not going to be doing them in this video. And because the tier list has been just done to death, the community also wanted me to do a version of the story of how would I change the episode, how the episode literally should have ended. And I feel like as the king of Lost Tapes this year, I think I can comfortably say how I would want the episode to change. So we'll be doing that as we go through the tier list here. Um, so yeah, that's basically the entirety of this subspecial that everybody wanted me to do, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. But yeah, let's get right into this since this is gonna be, I don't know, kind of a long episode. I feel like, with how many changes I would like to make, for the episodes themselves, but we'll see how it goes. So for Chupacabra, the very first episode. Okay, so Chupacabra again was the very first episode of the series, and the very first episode of Lost Tapes I watched, as a kid, and I was like, I could still remember the day watching Chupacabra on the computer, um, in my old home, and I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, what is this? This is genuinely pretty cool, interesting. What the hell is this show? And when it got late to some later episodes like Bigfoot, for example, towards that ending, I was a little skittish as a kid. I didn't really like that horror shit when I was a kid, but now I kind of do. So, and Chupacabra kind of got me into this series, and I still thank everyone on YouTube for you know, for being such great supports on this whole thing. But yeah, Chupacabra. This is going to be an interesting one. The very first episode. Uh, I have to judge it on every other episode of Lost Tapes here. And to be frank, um, this one is kind of just it's there, but it's not bad, and it's slightly above okay. So, and I don't want to disrespect it. Oh my god, this is so hard. But I'm gonna put Chupacabra. I'm gonna be a little nice here. Chupacabra up in A tier. Just because of how simplistic the episode was, it's somewhat real, um, believable to see the Chupacabra in that episode. Despite the fact that we barely get to see it, which is a nice touch of season 1, where you don't really get to see the creature, up until later on, up towards season 3, where you see it all the fucking time. But yeah, it's really well executed. It has a diverse cast, which I think is pretty interesting for that episode. The main change I would say for Chupacabra, the story structure is completely fine. I have no problems with the story whatsoever, but I feel like, and this is mostly a critique of season 1, so I don't want to be overly critical about this, but they shouldn't have talked about so much about how immigrants are coming in from Mexico to the US, especially through coyotes. Like, they really should have cut that out from the episode and talked more about how the Sonoran Desert is this dangerous place that's there. And, you know, they do talk about it in the episode itself, um, which would have raised it up a little bit to the A tier. I think this is a low A tier, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, that's really the main thing I would cut out from Chupacabras. Get rid of all that coyote shit. I mean, that's how I learned about coyote smuggling to begin with, but I don't think it's necessary to talk about immigration and that sort of thing in not only a cryptid show, but an Animal Planet show to begin with. I think that's a little weird to talk about that. All right, Bigfoot. Oh, Rachel Glenn, you. God damn it. I know the community makes fun of me for it, but actually, when I was a kid watching Bigfoot, that ending where the poacher gets, like, brutally, like, entangled up by his by his own traps towards the end, actually scared the crap out of me as a kid. And then due to all the Rachel Glenn jokes. Oh my god. God damn it. It's Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean, oh god. Community's gonna fucking hate me for this shit. I mean, to be honest, it's gonna be high B tier. B tier only because, like, Bigfoot has this weird kind of structure in the middle where it's like, Rachel is chasing after the Bigfoot and doesn't recognize what the hell it is. I think everyone and their mother should recognize what a Bigfoot is at that point. And it's like, if you're walking around in the Washington kind of area, like that western coast, like Seattle, that place right up there, you know, you all know what I'm talking about. I think you should be fully aware of what a Bigfoot is. And it's so surprising that Rachel doesn't recognize that that it's a Bigfoot. Like, it's so weird. And to be honest, I think I would have been saying this later on, but I think there's only one other time that somebody, like, and oddly, in the entire throughout the entire show, there's, like, only one person who recognizes the cryptid. And you'll see that in the later episode. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, how do you not know what a Bigfoot is? It's like, okay. Yeah, but due to the memes and everything else like that, I mean, the episode again is structured very well. It talks about poaching, which is something Animal Planet would absolutely do. Let's talk about the poaching. A little bit more of Gigantopithecus being like this ancestor possibly to Bigfoot. It's genuinely a good episode. It's just, I think in the middle, there's just like this weird gap that we don't really get to see. The cuts throughout, where it's just her diary talking about the stuff and all the photos she's gotten, is a really nice detail. Actually, scratch it. You know what? I changed my mind. High A tier. Just for the way the episode is cut and everything like that. I think it's really damn good of an episode. Just for the way it's uniquely structured compared to the other Lost Tapes episodes. Which seems a little... Yeah, I know, this seems a little unfair that I'm putting the first two episodes up in A tier. But... Hell no. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. And this is why I have an F tier. This is why... Oh my god. Monster of Monterey Bay. My nemesis. I'm calling it. It's my fucking nemesis. Oh my god. And I want to put it in F tier. I want to. I 100% want to, but... Oh, god damn it. no, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. It's F tier. Okay. Now, how the hell would I change my nemesis? First of all, make it so that it is a plesiosaur, right? Just don't have like a gray blob that just is up on the screen every so often, because now I'm seeing the monster of Monterey like in the shot. Don't talk about it towards the very end where it's just about to kill her too. It's like don't it's like what the hell is the point? It's like it drowns her towards the end and we don't get to see it, really. You really honestly don't get to see it other than a gray blob that just is on the screen every so often. It's so fucking weird. Um, um, Needless to say, don't talk about how boat racing goes. It's very similar to the Chupacabra episode. Do not talk about the boat racing shit. Because it makes no correlation to the monster itself or the cryptid itself. And to be fair, yeah, this is how I learned about boat racing, but it doesn't connect to Animal Planet in any way. It doesn't connect to the cryptid in any way. It's just literally how the episode is structured. Is like, oh, there's ladies sailing around the world. Let's talk about that and see how bad ocean waves are. And it's like, it doesn't make sense in that kind of context. Like, remove all that and again, talk more about the monster of Monterey. Or talk more about what's in the Monterey Bay itself. Like, the great white sharks that are out there. And speaking of fucking great white sharks, fucking. And this is always my gripe with this episode. Literally, you could replace it with a fucking megalodon and it wouldn't make a damn difference. Other than, how the hell did a megalodon not capsize the one boat that got hit in that episode? Like, yeah, I got that, but it's like... Oh, and another thing. I would have appreciated this episode slightly more, like maybe up to a D tier, if the fisherman guy that got killed, or whoever on that second boat got killed, like, recorded that incident. And if we got to see what actually happened on that boat instead of what happened on the Artemis. Like, that would have been really, very, very cool. Honestly, that would have raised it up slightly higher. Like, up to a low D tier. But just from the way this episode is structured and how much I fucking hate this episode, it is in F, but I'm gonna put it up in high F since I know genuinely there are some people that do like this episode, which makes no fucking sense to me, but I lost that fight, so it doesn't fucking matter. Swamp creature. Okay. Um Gonna be honest, swamp creature's D tier. Um right away. I mean, the only good thing about the episode is that it's on my seventh birthday. But that's really about it. I mean, it's really neat that the creature doesn't like kill anybody really in the episode. It just attacks like Bud Ray, and he gets this mark on his shoulder, or on his arm, which I thought was neat. It doesn't really. This is the one of the few episodes of the series that it doesn't kill anybody, which is really nice. Um, but yeah, the swamp creature is just a very interesting take on it. Like, and they didn't really do the episode like well. I mean, yeah, it talked about alligators and the creatures associated with being a half alligator, which is nice, but it's just something. There's something off about this episode that I think a lot of people just don't appreciate it. And I feel the same way. It's like, it's that one episode that is just like, it's there, but no one really like talks about it. It's very, very interesting how this episode kind of is like, it's like eh. It's one of those episodes that's like meh. It's like the really bad meh. Like it's like the one time you'll watch it once and you're like, all right, what's the next episode? Move on. Oh my god. But yeah, to be completely fair, I like how the episode is done, and there's not a whole lot you could really change, except for maybe like that slight beginning a little bit where it's, they're lost in the swamp and then they meet up with Bud Ray. But that kind of cuts away from the fact that, oh yeah, then they've been out in the swamp for a while and now they just found some random nice guy that's out there. It, it's one of those episodes that I can't really change because it's an episode you really can't work around or work with, because it's one of those episodes that's done to the best it could be, but not really. I'm like, maybe if they spend a little more time, like, not focusing so much on the alligators. But again, I like that part of the episode. It's that weird balanced episode that you can't really fucking change. It's stupid. It's stupid how Swamp Creature works. Um, Oklahoma Octopus. Ooh. I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot. Like, doing the videos, like, me starting out, doing Lost Tapes content, I completely forgot that this was an episode. To be completely fair, I totally forgot Oklahoma Octopus was even an episode for a long time until I had to do the kill count, where I was like, oh my god, Oklahoma Octopus had kills. And, genuinely looking back on it, like, as a kid, I didn't really like it because it was, like, boring, to be honest. But then I watched it, like, more recently, especially with the kill count video, and I was like, this one isn't too bad, but I could see why why I completely forgot that this episode exists. And so, you know what? Let me be, all right, hold on. Let me be fair. Let me be fair. It's not a bad episode. All right? It's just high school drama, and I feel like the ending was a little BS. Like, honestly, the way the episode should have ended was everyone was dead. Everyone died because Tracy didn't know how to swim very well. Like, she thought it was like too deep to swim out to that, island there. And then not Troy. It was oh fuck. I see how forgettable this fucking episode is. I'm not trying to be mean to people who genuinely like this episode, but it is straight up forgettable for me. Like, this is honestly one of those episodes that I genuinely forget, but the two protagonists towards the end should have died because one of them had a broken arm and the other thought that they couldn't swim from the island to shore. Like, and she had no confidence in swimming. So neither of them could have swam. And so the octopus should have been like easy grabbings. But I genuinely understand why it's a good episode because of the drama and shit. Which starts out pretty nicely, then kind of escalates to this high level with the high level of just getting rid of the boat. Which of course the boat gets flipped over by this thing, and I'm just like, I don't. High C tier. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think this is high C tier. It's a good episode, but I just keep forgetting it every so fucking often. It is so bad. It's so bad for me to fucking remember this episode, even though it's a genuinely good episode. I still forget it, and it's so annoying. All right, Devil Dragon. Wow. I just want to say how this episode should have ended. First of all, add the deleted scene that got deleted in this episode, because that would make Tim Akron like a little bit smarter. Like, he knew what was chasing after him. Like, because in the deleted scene, he's like, "Oh God, I'm being chased by a giant Komodo."
It looked like a Komodo dragon, which does not belong here in Australia, but that would make perfect sense if it was, because that's what Komodos do. They bite their prey, and then there's a bacteria in their blood that causes a blood infection, which is just like what I have. And then they stalk their prey, and then they wait for that infection to kill them. And if that's what was stalking me outside of my camp last night, I gotta find.
And I'm like, holy shit! That would make this man so much smarter than he is in the episode. Like, honestly, he is stupidly dumb for a survivalist. And, you know, the survivalist people are supposed to be resourceful. They should know what the hell they're doing before they start, like, televising everything. But goddamn, but the way this episode is structured and the way how, you know, I feel like it should be changed is just from the fact that, you know, honestly, you know, you have the thing moving across the screen and everything like that. Just make the protagonist not as dumb. And the only way you could do that is by re-adding the deleted scene. Which is like the only genuinely good touch to it. But because the scene is deleted, and I'm going with how it actually went on television here, honestly, lower D tier. Low D tier. I mean, like, it shows how fake this is, because clearly, like, one of the people from the Lost Tape server, B-Rad, mentioned how it looked like it was a botanical garden that they set the whole thing in, and it's like, holy shit, you're right. It's like, it, and apparently you can see the string of the actor getting pulled towards the end, which I still can't fucking see it, but oh my god. This one's genuinely pretty bad. This one's pretty bad. Just make the protagonist a little bit smarter about how he can deal with this Komodo dragon. Basically, what I'm saying is re-add the deleted scene. And then maybe make him, like, do smart things, like climb up trees and maybe, and him climb a little bit, but probably because the arm and the chest were, like, getting really swollen and everything like that, he probably couldn't do that. So, to be totally fair, just climbing through trees would have been a little smarter, but I don't know. I don't know how you can make this episode a little bit better, other than adding to the deleted scene, which makes him sound a little smarter than he is in the show. It's like, alright. Cave demons. Ooh. Another genuinely good episode. I actually rewatched this episode, you know, a couple of times, especially when I'm sick. Like, when I'm not feeling well, this is the episode I usually turn on first, is Cave Demons. I don't know why that is. I think it's maybe because Jurassic World kind of points out to velociraptors being used in fucking Torabora. And the episode is supposedly set in the Torabora caves. During, like, them being in Iraq and everything like that. And it's like, you know, and this is a genuinely good episode because it talks about, you know, female flying spirits and everything like that. And especially towards that ending with the whole, this it's like, uh, it's the stupidest shit, but I love it. I fucking love this episode. This is another genuinely good episode that I would rewatch. A lot of the time. But oh god. I don't know, man. For cave demons? I'm gonna go with. I don't want to do that to Chupacabra. No, you know what? I will do it to Chupacabra. Slightly higher than Chupacabra. Just for how many times I've seen this episode, it's genuinely pretty good. It's not scary by any means, so probably should be down here, but in all honesty, it's more of the enjoyment that I'm getting out of this whole thing. It's like, and the way it should have ended is all three of them should have been dead. There should be no such thing as mega rabies. Like, what the fuck? what? What? There's mega rabies? Wait, what? Like, I wasn't aware that rabies had, like, different, like, tier levels. Oh my god. No, the guy should have been dead from fucking rabies. Like, they should have, like, saw that he was dragging his whole body out from the thing, and then found out that he had rabies. They couldn't cure him because they didn't know where the special rabies came from. And, yeah, he should have been dead. The dude should have clearly died. But because, you know, he's a war veteran, he's got a wife and child at home, like, it's... I guess that's how they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it as dark, but I'm like... The dude got special rabies, and the only way you can cure rabies is by finding the animal that gave you the rabies virus. Like, that's how it legitimately works. And no, I'm not being exaggerating here. I'm being serious. Untamed and Uncut talks about that with the Fox attack. I know House MD definitely talks about that, where they have to go in and get the bat from, like, homeless people's, like, camps. You know what I mean? Like, rabies is like that special disease where you then have to find the thing that gave you to it. Because then otherwise there's no cure. Then they can't, like, really cure it for you. It's really stupid like that, but yes, that's how rabies kind of works. Death Raptor. Alright, the first genuinely scary episode here. And yes, this was definitely very, very creepy and very, very spooky. Like how it especially during the middle of the episode, like that middle of the episode cut that they used to do on TV, they compare Death Raptor to Mothman, and those two creatures are very, very similar. And I was like, holy shit, they actually are pretty damn similar. They're coming around the same time. They lived in the same areas. They had, like, the very similar physical features. It's like, oh shit, this is like, it's genuinely cool. And I think having paranormal investigators investigate throughout this episode is really, really unique. Especially when they're talking to eyewitnesses and everything like that. And then Hazel Van Leer's sacrifice towards the end is just a very strange thing, but yeah, it's like, holy shit. It's like, oh my god. Like, she just willingly sacrificed to this cryptid, and the cryptid just obliges, like, alright, holy shit. Holy hell. Like, the only thing I could genuinely, like, critique about this episode, and the only thing I would like to know, is what Hazel Van Leer's interview was. Like, clearly they shot it for the episode, and clearly they didn't add it in the main episode. Well, they added some bits of it, but I genuinely wanted to see the whole thing. For myself. It's not even a deleted, like, scene that you can look on the DVDs at all. It's non-existent, which I find to be very strange. It's like, Hey, what the hell did she say then? That got that offensive. It's like, oh boy. Genuinely, that would be the only thing that would make this episode slightly better for me, just from a lore perspective. Just from a story perspective, I would have liked to seen that interview that was so disturbing. Because I would have gotten a little more insight into what drove, like, why did this creature drive Hazel Van Leer to become somewhat insane, you know? Like, there's a real mystery element to this whole episode, and again, I don't mean to diss on Chupacabra here, but yeah, it's going up in A tier. This is an A tier one for sure. Megaconda. Okay. This has the very similar problem to Swamp Creature, I feel like, where it's an episode that you can see, like, you know, it works out perfectly fine, but at the same time it's like, you know, it's fine. It's fine as it is, but I give it a slightly higher ovation than, you know, Swamp Creature, just because there is some deaths in this episode, including a dog. There is a dog death in this one, Bishop. Poor Bishop, rest in peace. But again, it's not very forgetful either. It's one of those episodes that is, like, definitely middle ground. Like, it works perfectly well with talking about the Megaconda itself, despite the fact that Animal Planet didn't know about Titanoboa until much later. Which would more or less definitely explain Megaconda. And you know what? It's going to be placed in B tier. This is a B tier episode. It's slightly higher just from the fact that it's an episode I will watch every so often again, but again, there's not really too much to it other than, you know, there's a black market and people sell animals, selling animal parts, which is something, you know, I genuinely like am doing with conservation work, is trying to prevent those parts from getting sold out and everything like that. So it's not really an episode that could too much change other than the bullshit excuse of Ken Tobar mysteriously dying. Like, that's genuine bullshit. Bullshit. The camera had it aimed perfectly right there. That's no excuse. There is no excuse why he mysteriously disappeared. Mysteriously disappeared my ass. Oh my god. Another genuinely bad episode. Thunderbirds. Keep in mind, this is the only one that has a full-on kid cast. So clearly none of the kids were gonna die right off the bat. Also, they were all black. Which doesn't mean anything, but that's another thing to keep in mind. This is an all-out black cast, and they're all kids. So none of them were gonna fucking die because they had the kid card. So, goddamn. First of all, this fucking image. This motherfucking image is a goddamn lie. It is the biggest middle finger to all the other images here. Like, look at all the other images for the cryptids in this show. And this is the one for Thunderbird. You would have never guessed this is Thunderbird. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. And this episode is really, really bad. This is genuinely really bad, because it's these kids going to a skateboard park in, like, the middle of fucking nowhere, which seems already fucking suspicious on its own. then at certain points of the episode, it goes back to what Chupacabra and Monster Monterey Bay did with the whole talking about how skateboarding injuries are a huge thing across this country, and it's like, how does this tie to really anything other than the kid getting his broken legs? And oh my god. And then the next, oh my god. And the Thunderbird isn't even described in the episode as a pterosaur, just mentioned as possibly a pterosaur-like creature. But it's more it's more that bird-like look, you know, like the other image that it should have been used. Oh my god! Talking about this episode is hard to do just because it's an all-kid cast, and it's the only episode with kids. The only one. Every other episode has either teenagers or adults. This is the only genuine, like, kid episode. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh my god. And it's as bad as it is. So, the only way this episode could have been better is, honestly, kill one of the fucking kids. You know, the one kid that got swooped up by the Thunderbird towards the end? He's dead. He's 100% dead. Or he went missing in the episode. Like, label it as missing, not, you know, like, oh, he was found, like, dropped off at an overpass, and I'm like, how the fuck? How the fuck? What? What? How did this bird not kill him? How? How? The dude had broken legs and possibly only a skateboarding helmet on, and the fucker just dropped him from God knows what height. Like, what the fuck? How did he survive? Is my question. How did that motherfucking kid survive this? No. The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off every fucking time. And I know you really can't give this one an F because it's like, oh, well, because it's all black, then you would be racist. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not being racist. They had the kid card, so none of them were gonna die. And I genuinely thought the one kid died. I'm like, oh shit, he's completely gone. And the episode's like, nah, he's fine. How the fuck is he fine? What? No! It just, no! Oh my god. It's like, this episode, like, the informational segments are fine, but it's just, the story should have ended differently, and the one kid in there, I will never understand why they're friends with him. I never understood that. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. We'll see how many hate messages I get from that. Yeah, I think it's genuinely worse. Just because this is like the first like genuine middle finger this series has given. Oh, and it won't be the last middle finger. Trust me. Trust me. It's not. It's not the last middle finger. But oh my god. Skinwalker. Okay, another genuinely pretty good episode, and I know a lot of Native Americans do watch my channel, and honestly, it's like, cool. You guys really can't watch this one, can you? So that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks that I don't get that perspective off them, because clearly they really hate fucking Thunderbird, because it disrespects everything about the Thunderbird, so I want their genuine take for the Skinwalker to be completely fair. But yeah, Jesus Christ. So this episode is only good because of the sheep that's there. The Sam is kind of looks like my grandfather. I'm not gonna lie, he sounds and acts like my grandfather. And it's like, holy shit, dude. And that's the first time of me admitting that. Which is another reason why I like this episode so much. And it genuinely does get somewhat creepy, especially towards the end, because you're like not 100% sure whether they killed it or not. And the episode seems to imply that no, they didn't. They didn't kill it. But in my headcanon, I think they did kill it, and it's just, some weird, like, afterburn of the Skinwalker being there, with the coyotes going nuts on the ranch. But genuinely, other than that, again, it's another really good episode. It's genuinely another one I go back to a lot, especially with my family heritage. But needless to say, it's not as special as Chupacabra was, but I get the family connection from Skinwalker, so it's genuinely a pretty good episode in my opinion. Mothman. What do I have to say about this one? Other than, it's the oldest episode in the series. Like, not literally, but, like, canonically, it's the oldest episode. And it talks about the Silver Bridge incident and everything like that. And it's genuinely, like, pretty good with how it, like, gets that black and white filter in and makes it feel like it's the 60s, with its footage. But again, this is another genuinely, like, forgettable episode, to be completely fair. Like, it's good because the time, like, for the time, like, that it's setting in, it's really, really good. But at the same time, it's not scary in any way. It's more just like the creature just exists, like it was in during the sightings, and it's fine. But for a show that's meant to educate a little bit and to scare, Mothman doesn't really do it justice. Other than Mothman is just woo, woo, woo. It's like it's just flying around. It's like that's it. That's it. Okay. Okay, fucking whatever. So, oh my god. But I feel like it's slightly better than no. Oklahoma had the drama. Low C tier, or not low C tier, but C tier. For Mothman, only because again, it's another episode I really can't change, but it's genuinely better than these two, to be completely fair. Like, again, it's another episode I really can't fucking change how it should have ended, other than the guy got let go because he's not the one who broke the bridge. Everyone knew that. Even the ending is like, yeah, he was released because they found the broken bolt that went boop. And it's like, because that's what happened. It's like, it's a good episode for the history side of things. Like, and I like my history, I do, but for the scary, spooky Mothman shit, it's like, nah, they ain't doing it, Chief. The Death Worm. Oh my god. Another episode I completely fucking forgot about until the kill count. This is another episode I genuinely forgot existed because it was so bad for season 1. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? So first of all, they should have checked in at the post, right? Signed in and everything like that. You shouldn't be driving in the desert in the middle of the night, because that's idiotic. Maybe sleeping towards, like, the last post that you guys were at before zooping off into the off into the race is like, okay, like then you shouldn't be doing that. How about, having like markers or some shit being on like the, well, I mean more than the checkpoint markers, right? Like having markers on the trail that the race is supposed to be, since I feel like the Mongolian desert would be like this protected area or something like that. I don't know, like like if there's a genuine Mongolian race going on, I feel like they should have known what the trackway was, or were given a map, to figure out where the trail is in case they got like lost. It's like this whole episode is like the equivalent of how the fuck did they actually get lost? Other than the fucking idiot racing people thinking, oh, everyone will know their way throughout the race. It's fine. We told them once, and these two idiots are just sitting in the background like, you know what? I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. No, I'm gonna kick your ass. It's like, dude, it's like the two distracted students in the classroom. And then when they get called upon for their answer, they don't know what it is. Oh my god. I mean, everything else is just kind of like meh. Like, the worms are not as impressive as they are up until, especially towards that ending cutscene where you get, or not cutscene. Oh my god. That ending where you see the worm emerge out and it's like that creepy, like, puppet. And I love how they actually, like, reversed it and like that. And it's like, it's cool, but it's just fucking. It's this episode is literally if Tremors was done extremely poorly, and that's saying a lot. It's if the movie Tremors was done worse than it was, and I'm not putting on some gist for Tremors, because Tremors definitely has its good moments, but oh my god, if Tremors was made a lot worse, it would be Mongolian Deathworm. And yeah, it gives its cool abilities and everything like that in the episode, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't realize the worm had that, but it's like, it uses them once. It's like the fucking Indominus, like, going camo. It uses it once throughout the whole movie, which is the only smart thing it does in the whole movie. And then it just goes back to being a giant fucking T-Rex. But genuinely, the way it should have ended is one of them had to pull the map. I think the one that had like the wife in there, and the wife was getting worried about him, honestly should have had the map. Like, had a map, and they're like, okay, we have to go this way, this way, this way, this way. And it's like, the characters are set up this way, but they do this. Oh my god. Yeah, Deathworm is a no. It's just no. Nah, ain't it, Chief. Low D tier. Hellhound. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a good one. So a lot of people are gonna hate me for this shit. Oh, I'm gonna be evil with this one. I want to say here. Yeah, that intro's fucking cool. I mean, the fact that they're all goth is alright. It's fine. The mystery towards the fucking end with the supposed demon with Nora there, it's like, oh my god, it set up a secondary cryptid in the whole episode. What the fuck? It's like, and you know, it's genuinely like a pretty okay episode, despite the fact that he used a goddamn Rottweiler for it. And I'm seeing Rottweilers all the time at my work. And I'm like, holy shit, it's a Hellhound! I'm like, every time I see a Rottweiler now, I'm like, oh my god, it's a Hellhound! Shit! Don't look! Oh god, no, this is genuinely like one of the episodes I genuinely like, just for how bad it is. It's so bad of an episode, it's good. In my opinion. But the way it should have ended was the goth people should have known, like, right from the first attack, like, what the fuck it was. They should have known immediately, like, wait a minute, there's a black dog with red eyes. Fuck, that's a hellhound, dude. Okay, we need to go to a different graveyard and do this whole ritual prank thing, like, in a different place. Like, they should have instantly known, like, what the hell a hellhound was. Like, how the hell do you not recognize what a hellhound is? How do you not know? How do you not know? How do you not know? It makes no sense. Vampire. Fucking. I will not touch this episode. It's perfect in its own right. I'm not touching it. I'm not gonna fucking touch it. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. There is nothing that needs to be changed about fucking Vampire. Other than maybe, I think maybe the only thing I would change is that weird fucking ending where it's like, oh yeah, then similar attacks were being reported like miles away, and it's like, the fuck, like, what? I thought they killed it. I thought it fucking died. Like, what? No. But, again, genuinely, the scariest fucking episode of Lost Tapes. It still is. I still am on that hill. This is how I got the crown. Vampire is fucking scary in the way that it just cranks up to 11 the minute the episode starts. The info segments are fucking creepy. The way the vampire's moving around in the attic making scratching noises is fucking creepy. Like, genuinely, everything is a toe curler for me in this episode. Like, I am fucking terrified of this episode. I don't touch this episode unless I really, really need to. Because I get genuine fucking nightmares from this episode. Just because I've lived in homes where it was as bad as the Redding's house was. Like, I have genuinely lived in some pretty crappy areas. And thank you, Nathan Gaynor, our only actor playing Stardew Valley. God damn you! Thank you, Nathan Gaynor, for playing Stardew Valley. I appreciate this shit. Oh my god. But yeah. Vampire, I will not touch. Because it is genuinely pretty fucking scary on its own right. And everything about it, scary as hell. And everything about it is just fucking perfect. To about as close as perfect can be. Like, it is genuinely that fucking creepy. That I'm not touching it. Nope. That is an unholy demon I will not touch. Nope. Lizard Man. This is still by far the middle ground episode where how Lost Tape should be structured, where there is some genuine, like, jump scares in there, especially with Dana getting, like, like in the one corner of the tunnel. That scared the hell out of me as a kid. Especially with the dog getting hit in the beginning parts of the episode, and I feel like that's what they were trying to do, like for season 3, was start up with those episodes, like those little segment bits that have no relation to like the main encounter, if you will. But yeah, like Lizard Man again is is another good episode, and is like the standard of how a Lost Tapes episode like should play around with, which yeah, I'm gonna put it in high B tier. High B tier. Like that is like the main way an episode of Lost Tapes should be structured. No more. Like, well, more. You could definitely do more, but not less. Do not do less than Lizard Man, please. And unfortunately, Lost Tapes does not take that advice. Southern Sasquatch. Gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's genuinely a great episode. I mean, the way it should have ended was, first of all, the hunters should not be pranking while they're in the middle of a deer hunt. Because, I get it, deer hunting, it takes hours to even see a doe just pass through. It takes fucking hours. I get it. I get it. I get it. You would be bored out of your fucking mind. But at the same time, you shot the fucker, which aggravated the hell out of it, because if someone shot me in the damn arm, I would be pissed. I'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? What the hell is the... Ow, what the fuck? Oh, you little piece of shit are gonna get it. It's like, the Southern Sasquatch had it right, and they had it coming. It's just, like, you shouldn't be pranking, like, the new guy, basically your brother-in-law, in the middle of a hunt, because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing out in the woods, clearly. Until he has to know that. But everything else is alright for this episode. I genuinely like the jokes. Like, it's pretty funny of an episode, surprisingly. I still quote it. Especially with snipe hunting.
Now, snipe hunting is very complicated, all right? So I want you to listen. Corbin?
All right, listen up, Matthew. You're going to remain stationary while we go off into the woods and we flush these wily snipe towards you. As the second one gets near you, you got to whack it with that stick.
Whack it like this. Bag him.
You guys are having me on.
What do you think? Does this look like I'm having you on?
That's serious.
Snipe. We'll be up here? Okay.
See you on the flip side. Oh, wait 1 sec.
Oh, that's right.
Almost forgot most important part of snipe hunting.
Okay.
Can you cluck like a chicken?
Serious.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can do it.
All right. If you want a sniper coming towards you, you got to cluck like a chicken. So let's hear it.
Bark, bark.
All right, keep it up.
All right.
Bark, bark. Be up there.
Don't forget to cluck.
Nope.
Oh, boy.
Snipe hunting with a stick. And you're gonna cluck like a chicken when it's a bird. It's just this. Oh my god, it's just Jesus Christ. God damn it, Lawn Ninja, fucking hell. And now Lawn Ninja's playing Sims 4. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, this fucking episode's one I can't change either, other than y'all shouldn't have shot the Bigfoot. You really shouldn't, because that was a dumb idea. It's the same equivalent of, like, you know, you getting shot in the arm. It's like, and you saw the 3 people that were up there sniping you, and you're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna get your ass for that. It's like, don't provoke a Bigfoot. This episode, don't provoke Bigfoot. Werewolf. Okay, I like the twist in Werewolf. It was surprising because I was like, this is kind of creepy in a way too, because especially when you hear like the grunt, like the roars, like once they enter the house, it's like, shit, you don't know where the wolf could be. And then I literally didn't realize until much later on, but particularly with this episode, not only did it help me with serial killers and everything like that, but when you like watch the werewolf attacking the dude in the house, like you don't get to see it, except for the after carnage, but you definitely hear it. But you can hear the werewolf attack the person, try to run through the kitchen to break, and you hear the glass break in the kitchen. And so this werewolf moves like real fucking quick. It's like, holy shit. And then the makeup work for this episode is like, oh my god, I would have liked to see more of that, because that was really fucking creepy. But at the same time, it acted more like a vampire than a werewolf. Which leads to a theory that vampire and werewolf got switched in production, which is totally fine by me, because it gives a completely different vampire. But the werewolf scared me for a while, just for how eerie, like, them going into the house was. But other than that, it's one of those episodes that, again, I did forget about. So, where would I put this one? Say B tier. I'm gonna put Werewolf in B tier. Just because it is a good episode, but again, it's another one of those episodes that some people forget, others not so much. Myself included, I really didn't forget about this episode. But again, it is genuinely like a you really can't fix it all that much. Other than the werewolf should have been way smarter and killed the cameraman right then and there in the basement before the cops realized what she did, and then slowly like try to make her way throughout the house and slowly like stalk the two officers. That would have been really fucking cool. Kill the cameraman right away and then slowly just stalk through the house, like they would have been vampire. That would have been cool. That would have made the already eerie scene like 10 times creepier. Because now you know there's a werewolf running around the house, or at least stalking around the house, with two cops. Deathcrawler. Why the fuck was this an episode? Other than, talking about Arthropleura and, what if a centipede was like 3 feet fucking long? Like, yeah, it would still have the same venom as a Scolopendra gigantea, which is about yay big. Maybe slightly longer than the screen here, but it's about yay big. It's pretty long of a centipede, but it's not, gigantic is what I'm saying. Like, if it's a gigantic centipede, you would have instantly died from the venom. Or like how the 1999 footage was presented, like, they would have gone, like, straight up through the leg and just bit you on the throat, and killed you that way. And that's probably what happened towards the end of the episode, is how the two people on there got killed, and it's like, how the fuck? It's like, you should have left the minute you saw that footage. It's like, fuck, we need to get the hell out of here. Alright. And I get it. The lady was smart. Like, her husband was injured by the damn centipedes. Like, he didn't have, like, the rubbing alcohol to be used on the venom. And it's fine. But it's like, after you look through the town, first of all, you find the camera and everything like that. You should have looked at the camera, like, at the camp, since they weren't at the camp anymore. Looked through the camera really quick, and then, like, oh shit, there's the medical box. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, got it. And you would have saved, like, a lot more time in the episode, but genuinely, I don't know why this one was made. I don't get it. Like, is it okay? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you could have been, again, the scientists could have been way smarter and just skipped 2 steps, is what I'm saying. White River Monster. First of all, how the fuck is that a White River Monster? That looks like a zombie fish. And the episode talks about catfish noodling, which, okay, again, you're going back to what Chupacabra and Thunderbird Monster of Monterey Bay did, having like one segment or a couple segments talking about how catfish noodling worked and everything like that. Let's see, how this episode should have ended. It's probably because like Tyler should not have focused on trying to get this one catfish. Like, if his friend was genuinely stuck, the friend should have said like to Earl, like, Earl, I'm stuck. Earl, I'm stuck. And then you talk to Tyler, and it's like, Tyler, dude, I'm stuck. Can you fucking help me? Both of you get in the water, help me, please. Instead of calling one of them at a time to come and help you. It's like, that is so dumb. Just call both of them over. You have 2 people there to help you out. And actually, no, scratch that bit. Scratch it. Genuinely listen to Earl. Like, yeah, just listen to him because he knows what the fuck he's talking about, and I get it. City folk don't know what cryptids are and everything like that, and then they should have moved on or canceled like their appointment with Earl and just, like, either let Earl walk off and do his own thing, or they could have scheduled it for the next day and just say, all right, Earl, we'll talk about this. Right now, we need to find clearly a better spot along the White River. Can you research into some certain spots, like fishing spots, so that we can legitimately do this? And they should have had a more clear mind at that moment. But I get it, they walked the whole day and everything like that, and yada yada. And one more thing. If you're going to talk about a surfactanist, and with the White River Monster being a surfactanist, then make the thing a fucking surfactanist. Don't put it in like this little shallow pool and make the thing look like a zombie fish. This doesn't work. Zombie fish don't work that way. Surfactanists don't work that way, which is why I'm putting this... Oh my god. Oh my god. Putting this Actually, no. Putting this above Death Worm. It is so bad. You could fix that up to where they're not fishing in that one spot, or both men can just come on over and help him move the log out of the way. It's as simple as that. But, oh my god, they come in at one at a time, which is idiotic. Oh my god. Or otherwise, like, the person who got stuck on the nest, he should have been the one who died first. You know what I mean? It's... God damn it. Alright, but moving on. Jersey Devil. This is the Lost Tapes baby. It's their baby. This is the episode that, from season 2 onward, has always been in their fucking intro. Like, it's the very last scene in the intro. And it's like, yeah, this is their child. And from being very close to New Jersey, like towards, like very kind of close to Jersey, not near the Pine Barrens in any way. I'm never wanting to step in the Pine Barrens, because of this. But this is their baby. This is their legitimate baby. And for how well this episode is structured with, the pregnant mom kicking some ass, and the horror tropes that are actually surprisingly done well here, it's actually a pretty good episode. Low A tier. It's gonna be low A tier. Again, this is Lost Tapes as a baby. I'm not gonna disrespect the baby because I know this is a good episode. And I think genuinely they're pretty proud of the Jersey Devil episode. Again, a lot of people would have agreed with me that I would have appreciated seeing the flying of the Jersey Devil, but again, probably because the technology and money wasn't there. Especially when they made some flying creatures in later episodes. Sorry, I have to fucking vent. Alien. Now, if you've not seen Alien or Aliens, this would have genuinely creeped the fuck out of me. And this still genuinely creeped the fuck out of me, because I didn't watch Aliens until I was a lot older. Which is for good reason. Good reason. Because the chest burst, I was not aware of the chest burster scene. Ever. I was never aware of the chest burster scene. And seeing that for the first time, I was like, oh my fucking god, Jesus Christ. But the Alien episode, it's like, there's not a whole lot they could have done other than they slightly talk about, how, the trope of mostly they're, humanoids, but how about an alien that's not, humanoid? How about an insect or a reptile like alien? And it's like, alright, okay, cool. First of all, don't use the Jurassic Park Velociraptor sounds for it, because that's annoying as hell when I hear it. That is very annoying now. I think that's a free sound effect. It's like, oh my god. And I genuinely want to see this creature a lot more. At one point, make the bugs stop for a second. Like some insects do. They stop for a genuine second to, hold position and move around and flick their wings a little bit, and then make it zoom back off so that the audience can see what the alien actually looks like. Because you get, full screen, the face-ups like that, but it's not a good view. That's just covering up the screen like that. It's idiotic, is what I'm saying. Yeah, but other than that, the way the episode should have ended is not let the alien out. But it would have killed the nurse anyway. It would have killed her. It would have killed everybody, but then you would have the alien kill the cops too, because they would have not done anything either. So it's this endless cycle of violence where it's just people come in and try to fight the alien, but the alien just keeps beating their ass, because apparently it moves at supersonic speeds. And it's like, okay, fine. But this is one that I definitely do go back to, just because it is kind of a unique episode and a unique take for aliens. But again, I would have appreciated it slightly more if we got to see the legitimate alien. Yeah, definitely higher than Megaconda. Yeah, but Alien is a really unique take. I would have appreciated seeing the actual alien itself. And this is how I learned about the cicada killer. And I legitimately, going through on this channel and talking about Lost Tapes, I went out and I legitimately did see a cicada killer, and I was like, holy shit, that's a big fucking wasp. The wasp was this big. I'm like, god damn, that's a huge wasp. Holy fuck. I'm not kidding, it's a big fucking wasp. Damn. Bear Lake. how about this, ladies? How about you set a rule to not have cell phones at this birthday party, right? Right. How about not chucking the one chick's phone into the water for starters? Because that might have provoked the thing. And then second of all, after you've been hearing like, after the birthday girl got brushed on her legs by the Bear Lake monster, it's like, how the fuck are you people still in the water? It's like, even the characters acknowledge this. It's like, how is she still out there? And of course the lady's like, well, they don't know what they're missing. You don't know what they're missing. It's like, what the fuck, lady? It's like, okay, you can have fun, but you're gonna die. Oh my god. And then they have the whole episode kind of centered around the fact that predators are attracted to light because that's where the prey is going to hang out is in the light. And it's like, alright, neat concept, but it's like, Bear Lake is not only one of those cryptids that they like created just for the show, like how Death Crawler was created for the show, and Oklahoma Octopus was sort of created for the show, but I don't know, man. Bear Lake Monster is just the girls are pretty though, but I'm just like, again, it's another one of those episodes where the Velociraptor noises are there and it's stupidly distracting every time I hear it. Because because it's like the raptor's like shaking the truck where Sally is, and it's like, what the fuck? What the hell is this shit? Oh my god. But yeah, seriously. Bear Lake, I'm gonna say higher than Mothman, but lower than Oklahoma. Dover Demon. Another cool ass intro.
Bill Bartlett all of a sudden came upon this creature. He saw this, it was kind of burned onto his memory. The next sighting where John Baxter saw it, he was definitely more scared. Its eyes seemed to glow. It wasn't an alien, it wasn't some kind of mutant animal, nothing panned out. It's almost as if the Dover Demon popped into our reality and popped out. I don't know what the Dover Demon is, but I definitely know they had a real interactions with something.
The whole episode premise is that cryptids are pranks, which is essentially what everyone else thinks about cryptids. They think it's a genuine hoax, something that's made up by everyone who talks about them, which is, I don't want to put my own beef on that fact, but yeah, Dover Demon. And I showed this to a history teacher too. Just for like the one account where it was like all three sightings. So, oh my god. And this is another good one too, because the one dude genuinely believes in this thing, and he's like telling the whole group, like, no, this shit is fucking real, dude. This thing is out there and it's real, and it instantly like kills them, and it's mysterious how it kills them. Oh my god. I think, god damn it. I know it's like fighting against your two favorite children between episode 1 and episode 2 a little bit. It's like, which one has the cooler intro, the Hellhound or the Dover Demon? And I'm like, Hellhound does. Who has the better story? Better story would go to Dover Demon. But I genuinely have more enjoyment for Hellhound. Oh my god. This is so hard. This is hard, dude. This is hard, my guys. Holy hell. Fuck. Fuck, they're like a tie. Hellhound and Dover Demon are like ties. They're a tie for that spot. It's like, god damn it. Because they're both like this stupid episode that I just genuinely enjoy, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Oh my god. I mean, honestly, I would have seen, like, the only other thing I would have changed about Dover Demon was, like, genuinely how the Dover Demon, like, legitimately killed them. Which, again, leads to the big mystery of it all. What the fuck happened? Because you don't know what the fuck happened. You don't know what it is. It's the one cryptid that even the big zoologist guys, cryptozoologist guys, like, I don't even fucking know what it is, and it's like, oh my god, you don't know what it is? It's like, oh no. That's not good. When a cryptozoologist literally has to tell you, like, I have no idea what this cryptid is, like, he can't explain it, it's like, oh my god, that is horrifying. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now Season 3. Season 3 is probably the biggest one where I'm going to have the most changes, so let's do this briefly. Yeah, the video's been over an hour and 18 minutes, and I still got roughly 12 more episodes to go. Roughly-ish. 10-ish episodes. So here we go. Zombies. First of all, people should have recognized what the fuck they were, which were zombies. How the hell do you not know what a zombie is? And I mean, okay, granted, towards the end, when Tanner got bit, and he started twitching out, like, that was genuinely, like, a good surprise. It's like, yeah, because that's how dangerous zombies can be, is, you know, if you just got bit, and you just got turned, then you don't know that, people don't know that you're a zombie. Which is creepy. But for the other people in there, it's like, how do you not recognize a zombie? How do you not recognize a Bigfoot? How do you not fucking recognize, like, a Yeti? Like, those are, like, the biggest cryptids out there, and you people don't recognize them? It's like, how the fuck? How the fuck do you not know this? And it's just like, oh my god. And granted, I understand, like, you wouldn't know a zombie's weakness is a headshot if you didn't, like, play zombie killing games or understand the concept of zombies. I got it. But on the other hand, the fact that when you have a gun that looks like an AK, but it sounds like a pump-action shotgun in this episode is by far the stupidest thing. I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, it's even stupider than the whole fact that you don't know what a zombie is. It's like, Lost Tapes, for some reason, with this particular episode, couldn't figure out what a gun sounds like. It's like, what the fuck? And then this is the episode that kind of starts off the whole Enigma Corporation shit, which it was only really done for like 3 episodes of the series, with zombies being one, Strigoy being another, and then Q being the last one. Technically, chronologically, well, not chronologically, but, you know, just throughout the series there. But yeah, the Enigma Corporation, like, I think was a neat idea at the start, but due to how poorly these episodes are, like, done trying to explain what this organization is, why are Tanner and Elise, like, surviving all 3 fucking encounters, but the people that they bring along with them always die. It makes no fucking sense. And this episode's like the start of it. And to be completely fair, and I'm gonna say this. This is probably the best episode the Enigma Corporation was in and done. But honestly, also having the World War Z guy be the one explaining zombies is a little. I don't want to say that word, but that's pretty like what the fuck? Like, can we not have a cryptozoologist? Like, can we have a cryptozoologist talk about it? Hello? It's like, okay. So this episode's pretty meh when you really think about it. Like, at the end of the day, zombies is just one of those episodes that you just have to go like, huh? What? But it's definitely, I would say, a little bit higher than the rest. So I feel like I'm gonna go low C tier, very lowest C tier, for zombies. Kraken. Oh my god, the first time someone mentions what the fuck it possibly is. I mean, granted, they go for the normal explanation, i.e. a giant squid.
That was a giant squid! Sasha!
Which, hey, it's not wrong, because the Kraken is just a giant squid, but with ridiculous strength. But this episode is kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. It's kind of dark in a way where it's like, first you have the two guys like just checking the crack in the ship, but it's pretty funny how that starts out. And then they get drugged in by the thing. Then months later, then you have the captain Derek Bauer trying to go in and get this treasure there, and then the crew dies, and then it's just the cameraman, which is named Warner. Funny enough, Warner. There's probably some meta joke in there where it's like Lost Tapes would have been done in Warner Brothers if Animal Planet didn't pick it up. Which, actually, now, considering the fact that Discovery got picked up by Warner Brothers, I think so, if I remember correctly. There should be an article or something about it, but wow, that's ironic.
Ironic.
Oh my god. Since technically Discovery owns the show and then Warner Brothers owns them. Wow. That would be bad. That is bad. But this is legitimately like the first time a character's like says like, holy, wait a fucking minute, it's a giant squid. And I'm like, that's impressive. But the CGI is pretty bad, and honestly, the way this episode is set up is actually another one of those episodes I really can't, like, touch either. Zombies is another one I can't touch either. Again, this is another one of those, you can't touch it to fix it. Same thing with Kraken here. I mean, definitely he could have said, like, oh, wait a minute, it's a giant squid, but it's killing everyone and has crushed the ship. Like, he could have gone to a further conclusion and say, oh my god, there's a fucking Kraken. Dude, we really need to get the hell out of here. And then Derek would be like, yeah, no, there's still crew members in the water at this point. Like, they only saw Sasha getting pulled in by the Kraken at that point. And then they heard about the other, they heard about the one, and then they, oh my god. I'm really not remembering all the crewmates on the ship, so my apologies for it, but oh my god, yeah. Kraken's another one I really can't touch either, but I kind of liked how it ended with Derek being the only survivor, and even his ship is not even safe. His ship gets fucking destroyed in this episode too, which, ooh, I'm gonna. Oh God! All right, so I'm gonna have to change a little bit of the rating here. Mothman, I feel like is gonna go a little higher than Bear Lake, despite the fact that Bear Lake has a little more entertainment than Mothman. But I don't want to diss Mothman all that much for this. But Kraken there, C tier, right next to zombies right now. But yeah, both octopus or both cephalopod episodes are in C tier. Ay ay ay. With the next one being Strigoy. Now, I like Vampire. Vampire right now is up in S tier. It is an episode I cannot touch, and it's still an episode I really can't watch for how fucking scary it is. But with Strigoy was actually pretty depressing. Compared to Vampire, that episode was really fucking depressing. Um, Considering the fact that it has all these neat abilities, and it's like, you could do fucking anything with this thing at this point. If it's got super strength, super speed, and the ability to go invisible, to transform, like, what the fuck did you do? It's like, you put it in an oil field in the middle of nowhere. And again, granted, some of those shots with the Strigoy being like up close and up in your face gets that, like, some of the imagery is a little creepy, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, particularly like the opening like segment to this episode where the one guy like trips and you see like the static of his cam and you just see like the eye and the bite marks of like the Strigoy attacking him is like, Jesus Christ. It's reminiscent a little bit of Vampire, but it's like that much. It's a tiny sliver of Vampire, and it's fucking depressing how this episode goes with the biologist and the chem dude just like quickly realizing, is that the trank dart? And they're just standing there like morons, waiting for it to kill him. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, Strigoy is, honest to God, is pretty fucking depressing for what it is. Like, and again, you could have been so much more creative with this episode. Why not set it in like a fucking not a nuclear plant? That would be a little fucking weird. No shit, that you could do that technically inside of a nuclear plant where you don't know where the Strigoy is, because he could be moving around in vents like he was with the one scene with the rat in the vent. Like, you could do that. You could have him like silently, like, you could be just like person could be walking around, then 2 seconds later just turn around, see his fucking face and get killed. It's like, you could have done that with Strigoy, but you didn't. Instead, the route that you took was just blatantly obvious, and it hurts. This episode fucking hurts me. And so, yeah, it's going down in D tier. Strigoy is down in D tier. It's pretty bad for what it is. Poltergeist. Oh. Poltergeist, okay. Right off the bat, Poltergeist already has a neat intro where the whole thing is fucking silent, which makes it extremely creepy. Like, even more, like, you want to make Vampire extra creepier? Leave that intro fucking silent. Just leave everything else, but the intro, whether, like, the viewer description is advised, leave it quiet. Just imagine that for fucking vampire. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, that would make it so much worse. So much worse. Oh my god, no. I'm really thinking about it now. Oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? Oh no. Oh my god, no. I'm really thinking about it. Jesus Christ. That would have been a level 13 instead of a level 11. Holy fuck. God damn. But other than that, the Poltergeist episode really kind of set up, like, and again, this is a much later thing, but Phasmophobia, like, really got inspired by this episode, and I can't fucking blame you. I can't blame you. Like, this was set up pretty well, and as a kid, that ending part where, Jeremy is, like, walking up the stairs, and he just sees his two friends dead, and you can hear, oh god, Troy's voice upstairs, and he's like starting to hallucinate because he's panicking. It's like, that is the fucking creepiest scene in all of like season 3 for me. That is by far the creepiest scene. It's just him like slowly panicking and then hearing like Troy when you already know it's Charles, which is aka the Poltergeist in this episode. But oh my god, it's on that level where it's like it's got that really like at times it's got that eerie feeling of Death Raptor. It's really up there in terms of scaries. But again, the paranormal investigators are so fucking dumb. Especially Jeremy when he sees like, okay, when you see yourself holding a big ass knife on the other side of the glass, it's like you should say something instead of like, oh, nothing, nothing. It's all fine here. Because that's immediately then when the ghost starts attacking. It's like, oh my fucking god. You could have easily prevented your 3 deaths here if you just, like, literally... Oh my god. Nah, the way I would have changed this episode is Jeremy going, what the fuck is that? And then everybody's like, wait, what did you see? And I'm like, you'd be like, there's a guy that looks like me holding a knife on the other side of that glass. They check the window and they see nothing, and they're like, the hell are you talking about? And then he's like, okay, I need my inhaler. Like, that's when you then start the inhaler scene. And so then that's when the ghost starts attacking all over the place. Like, and the first thing he does is chuck the inhaler out of the way. And you see that, like, shot on camera, but Jeremy doesn't see that. It's like, oh my god, that would have been a little bit better. But again, it's like making them not stupid again. I mean, they're obviously gonna stay in the house until 3 a.m. That's for damn sure. But you know, making them slightly smarter would have helped this episode out a little bit. Like adding that little depth of, I just saw this. They go look through it, and then they see nothing. And then adding little minor details to this episode, because honestly, it's pretty fucking scary on its own right. And it's gonna be low A tier for me. Low A tier. I'm like, by far, this is another iconic episode, despite it being in season 3, of all places. Oh my god. Where do I begin with Devil Monkey? Where do I begin? Okay. Well, so, Devil Monkey, in its own right, is, okay, it's fine. Like, it starts off pretty jokey, like it does with Southern Sasquatch, and then it gets, like, it cranks up a little, then dives back down. And then you have to have this slow, like, progression to getting to that final reveal with literally the whole patrol getting fucking killed. And again, if they listen to, Matt Jones about this, then they would have, like, not gone in that area and died. But again, it's a lot of fucking stupid moments with season 3. Like, the characters were just horror movie tropes at that point, and it was really, really sad how that played out. But yeah, and at one point, Devil Monkey gets pretty creepy for me, especially when I went to my, and this is a true story, when I go up to my grandmother's house up in northern Pennsylvania, I'll say. So she has this house, it's in the middle of the woods, but it's on, like, a mountain kind of peak. And you know how devil monkeys are mostly sighted along the Appalachian Mountains? It's kind of in that area as well. And when you hear, like, when you watch that episode and you're in that house and it's late at night, you can't help feeling like you want to look outside of the window at night and just go, okay, when's the fucker coming? It's like, and you're expecting it to come when it's obviously not. So, but Devil Monkey, I have increasingly enjoyed this episode the more I continue to watch it, just based on the fact that last quote by Coleman, where he's like, if you don't really want to wander into the forest of the Devil Monkey, it may be the last thing you ever do. And that cutaway is just so fucking good. I love it. It has the same edginess that, like, the Hellhound intro and the Dover Demon intro have. Where it's got that, like, sinister tone underneath, and it's like, god damn it, this could have been so much better. Oh my god. And then the cutaway, too. Like, the middle cutaway was pretty neat. But it talks about a completely different creature, which is kind of pathetic in its own right. Because I think it was talking about the vampire beast, which is another cryptid, but it was like, but it has, like, similar abilities apparently to the devil monkey, where it can jump pretty high, and it's known to leap across fields, and it's got super quick speed, despite it being more of a dog-like creature than per se a primate. But yeah, no, Devil Monkey for me is genuinely a very enjoyable episode, and so I'm gonna fucking disrespect myself here for doing this, but like, right there, B tier. Devil Monkey's in B tier, just for how fucking good this episode is. And the more I watch it, the more I'm, like, really enjoying it. Yeti. That intro, fucking love it. The whole fact that this is, like, you know, a Yeti in a fucking cargo ship hold, which is really neat. I think the only way I would change this episode, really, is if the one guy on the ship had the fucking keys. He saw the thing and was opening it up and, like, frantically, like, he's, like, frantically, like, trying to figure out which key is which. And then one of the crew, like, one of the reporters gets yeeted, like, gets chucked up. I don't know which one it would be. That would be depending on your preference there. But one of them gets yoinked out and the other manages to escape with the crew guard, but only to land in jail at that point. So again, removing another stupid one, but again, this is another fucking great episode, again, on its brutality as well. It's like both Devil Monkey and Yeti are pretty fucking brutal in their own right. I think Devil Monkey gets it slightly more, because it literally just removes everything, and even the narrator has to say, like, they can only identify it through DNA and dental records. Like, that's how fucked up the Devil Monkey went. With Yeti, it was like, he probably just squished the shit out of some giant fucking rats, ripped Neil House's fucking arm and body in half. So, shit. And Neil House was the only one who was smart here. The one smart dude that wanted to get the hell out is the one who fucking dies, and it's like, are you kidding me? Motherfucking lost tapes. Motherfucker, that was a smart move. You couldn't have killed him, but you did. Son of a bitch. And every time I want to ride like Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom in Disney, this is the episode I need to watch. But overall, it's like another pretty meh episode, but I don't want to fucking disrespect Werewolf. You know what? It's based on like, I'm really basing it on the episode itself, not the fucking like, yeah, no, never mind. Low B tier right now. I'm gonna put Yeti at low B tier. Just because I think Werewolf, like, deserves a little more praise just for being in season 2 and the fact that, you know, if you heard, like, towards the beginning, you could see how the werewolf fucking moved. Which is pretty neat. I need to say nothing more. Other than, again, can we have the rescue crew not be as fucking dumb as they are? Like, honest to God, like, I know they're trying to look for their basically their intern at this point, but it's like, is it really worth, like, going through all this trouble to find your intern, like, only to then, like, not get the one person that really needs your help out? With Lane, it's like, what the fuck? And again, my headcanon with that whole thing is that Lane pretty much did die. As soon as the Wendigo got her. It's like, oh my god. But again, it's another phenomenal episode, which I barely don't want to touch. This is another episode I don't want to touch either. Again, just make the rescue crew not as stupid. This is the short-sightedness of season 3, is that some characters who need to be smart are incredibly dumb. Like, how do you have, like, cops that are being morons? How do you have, like, FBI, like, the control board being stupid by bringing a fucking reporter in? Why do you have, rescue crew being fucking stupid? Why do you have paranormal investigators not talk about evidence that they saw? It's like, how fucking stupid is everyone in this season? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And Wendigo's another one of those episodes where it's fucking done brilliantly. Like, again, I said this during our little debate between Vampire and Wendigo here, but I wanted to see the beginning part. I wanted to see more of that intro bit, because that sounded like the cooler episode where you saw Matthew like slowly like losing his sanity and then ultimately becoming the Wendigo itself. That shit was more interesting than the damn rescue crew coming in. But yeah, this is another episode I'm not touching mainly for respecting reasons. This is mostly out of respect. But if I could change this episode, you know, to say, like, because right now it would be top A tier. But if there was a way to make the rescue crew not as stupid, or talk or go more into depth of the intro bit rather than the rescue crew part, then that episode would probably be S tier. But out of sheer respect, I think I'm putting it up in S tier. Q. Fucking They added an Aztec god. They added an Aztec god solely because 2012 was a fucking thing. Oh my god. And you know, I still don't believe the world ended in 2012. I still really don't believe that shit. Ugh. Oh my god. Although somebody probably did get murdered just before 2012, and that's why the world hasn't fucking ended. So, at that point, oh my god. Oh my god. Q is one of those episodes that only out of, like, slight respect for Elise Mooney and Noel Connor being, like, the the two people that have been consistent throughout season 3. It's out of respect out of those two, considering one has done production for The Mandalorian, and the other is an incredibly well-renowned voice actress in her own right. And I believe this is like her starting role. I can't imagine nothing else being her starting role. It's purely out of fucking respect for those two, but in the general gist of Lost Tapes and everything it fucking stands for with the cryptid meta, I have to agree with the fucking community. This is a real piece of shit episode. I think the only time I was genuinely, like, enjoying myself was at the part where it's the one reporter going to the barn for the first time, and he goes up into the hayloft, and you see the tail, like, moving through, and then the snakehead just grabbing him. Like, that was the only neat part. Everything else about it just... it was lame. And it fucking sucked. And it's like Lost Tapes even knew that this was a bad episode, but just didn't, like, change anything to fix it. And oh my god, honest to goodness, I would be like on the same thing with Deathcrawler, except Deathcrawler was kind of an okay episode, especially with the 99 footage there. That was really neat, but there is no redeeming qualities for Q. Q, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's really nothing I could have done to properly, like, fix this episode. Other than maybe not have this whole, like, subplot where it's like you have to have a guy from prison get this flint dagger and take it to the cult leader. Like, did we really need this fucking segment? No, we did not. We did not need this bullshit. And making the Quetzal, like, there at the ceremony, maybe, to drink from, like, the blood firsthand would have been really cool, but with how bad the fucking animatronic they had to build for this thing was, it's like, oh boy. And they use crappy CGI to make it fucking fly, and the flying there is so terrible. And it's like, that it makes me question why they didn't, like, make the Jersey Devil fly in that episode, other than you hear it flapping. Because that's the reason why. The CGI made it look like shit. Everything about this episode is shit. So it is definitely fucking dead last. That is a dead last episode. It is so fucking bad. Even over my personal video, like my personal hated one, it's like, says a lot. Alright, Beast of Bray Road. It is that episode. It is an episode that is so bad, I genuinely enjoy it. I genuinely like this episode just for how fucking stupid it is. And it's so fucking inconsistent too, especially with its cameras. It's like, wait a minute. So at one frame, you have a guy's arm, like, hit the camera, and it just apparently knocks out the camera. Then a couple seconds later, in the very scene, like, cut in, almost, the camera's completely fixed, there's no blood, and it's like, what the And it's like one of the first episodes of Lost Tapes where I legitimately just saw the creature on the screen and I'm like, hey, oh, whoa, huh, there it is. There it is, it's moving across the screen. It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. It's so fucking dumb, and I fucking love this episode for how stupid it is. I love how stupid this episode is. Again, it's another one of those episodes where whenever I'm not feeling too well, like, this is one of those episodes I legitimately sit down to just watch and just giggle at, because it's pretty fucking funny. Now, I get this Southern Sasquatch has jokes in it, but this episode is the joke. It's like, oh my god. It's like watching, it's like those people that watch fucking Sharknado all the time. They know it's fucking awful, and they know it's a clusterfuck, but this episode in particular, oh my god. But this one episode in particular, it's just so stupid and I love it. I love it. I can't. Oh my god. I don't want to put it any fucking higher. God damn it. Yeah, no, I'm putting it higher than Yeti. Higher than Yeti. Both werewolf episodes are together. Except one is so bad it's good, and the other is sort of good. There is a drastic fucking difference between the two. But I think I get more entertainment out of just fucking watching Beast of Bray Road. Oh my god. And then, the very last one. Reptilian. The biggest middle finger to this series. As it is still, indeed, the very last episode of this show. Well, okay, I gotta be fair about Reptilian. I have to be somewhat fair. I like how the Reptilians are like getting all these teenagers and wrapping them up in like plastic wrap. Like, I think that's really neat. And the way that sometimes in the episode you get to see the bodies and then bloody and then the mouths like completely exposed and open because they were screaming. It's like, okay, that's really neat on how they kill it, but that's like killer clowns from outer space kind of, you know. It's like it's already been fucking done before. It's just not with cotton candy anymore because that's fucking ridiculous. The episode keeps mentioning that they can turn into reptiles and yada yada and all that, and it's like, why don't they do that more often? Why aren't they like transforming into different types of reptiles and going after the two police guys? Like, why are they not doing that? Which is fucking bizarre in its own right. Spike completely leaving them is totally fucking fair. It's like, I don't even want be in this shit either. But again, very much the same way with Yeti. Anyone fucking smart in this season fucking dies. You leave the episode, you're dead. And it's like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, oh my god. And the fact that they just die, like, the second officer, the lady, like, she shoots the one reptilian, looks down, sees that it's still alive, and then the other officer's like, oh no, look behind you. And then the area just says they're both dead. I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck? So did he just die? And so did he just lay there and just gave up? Didn't even bother to, like, start crawling his way up to, like, help her out? No. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the way that this episode is just structured is a big fuck you. It's a big fuck you. Yeah, despite what everyone says at the beginning with, oh, there's the hot Asian it's like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Like, don't give this episode any redeeming qualities. Just like everyone tells me with Q. Don't give these episodes, like, redeeming qualities. Cause, oh my god. And I don't know if I want to do this as a fucking debate. Cause that would be hard as shit. But I think, in my opinion, with Reptilian being the way that it is, it's still an F tier. But I'm gonna say it's slightly higher than Q. Because with Q, I think they tried a little too hard with getting the creature like an animatronic, getting the creature CGI'd so that you can see it flying. But it was just really poorly done. And it's really bad. And I feel ashamed for the crew that had to do all this, like, animating the thing and then making the full-on animatronic only to use it in, like, last 3 seconds of the episode. Like, that is pathetic. Whereas with Reptilian, like, there is some interesting ideas, like, okay, this is really neat, but it's like, really? Did we really need to talk about underground parties? Especially when this is, like, more of a, conspiracy theory kind of cryptid, if you will, quote unquote. And it's like, okay, like, this is way worse than the Lizard Man episode. It's like, take, like, all the negative traits from Lost Tapes and just put it to Lizard Man. And then put it into a Lizard Man kind of creature, and boom, that's what you get for Reptilian. Which is literally what I've been saying. Do not go lower than Lizard Man, and you did. You fucking did, and it is fucking disrespectful how this episode went. Oh my god. But yeah, then everything else is like season 4 ideas, which, to be fair, let's see. You know what? I will fucking do this. I'm gonna confirm which cryptids were going to be made into episodes for season 4. Because at this point, season 4 has been canceled, and obviously we still have like some of the season 4 suggestions here, but there were a few that did make it on here. Let's see. Not that one. Oh yes, Eureka Monster. So the way the episode was supposed to be structured, and I'm not gonna really clue in too much to it, but the way the episode's supposed to be structured is that there's a family that's gonna go out into the desert, which the creature's found in, and they kind of get lost. That's all I'm gonna say about Eureka Monster. Ohio Grassman. I still have no fucking clue what the Ohio Grassman episode is. I'm being completely fucking honest with everybody here. I still don't know how the Grassman episode works. The Nundy Bear was originally going to be a cryptid for season 4, but we decided as a crew that Nundy Bear was not getting any kind of value to it, so there was nothing for fucking Nundy Bear. And the debate on what the Nundy Bear was supposed to be like what it would look like, was also heavily debated. Not sure about Sheep Squatch. I don't think, I don't believe Sheep Squatch was one of the ones we wanted to do, but Turner Beast was. And so, again, the Turner Beast, like how the Turner Beast is supposed to be done, has somebody lose their dog, kind of like the Lizard Man episode, like where they lose a pet, and they go out in the woods and they go to try to find their lost pet, only to find the Turner Beast there. But yeah, this is literally the tier list for Lost Tapes, as some of you wanted. I don't know if this is exactly what you wanted, but here it is. and how it would change the episode if I change these episodes. And you know what? Since we're doing a Lost Tapes kind of subscriber special, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not done with you. Wait for part 2. Part 2 will be coming out soon. And I'll see you fuckers there.